Hello traders, this is a technical analysis video. This video will be in three parts. The first part, I will just give you the levels. In the second part, I will give you my thoughts on the market. And in the third part, I will share with you a possible time cycle in Bitcoin's price action. It is still a very preliminary, at a very preliminary stages, but nevertheless, I think it is important and I think it does offer you some insights. So I will be sharing it. Of course, there will be timestamps in the video just to save you the time because I know your time is precious. On the higher time frame, Bitcoin doesn't afford any entries at all. The last high time frame level that could provide support is at 38.5, which is quite far away by now. We also have the 21 EMA, which could also possibly be support at 38,950, which is also far away. And we have this trend line, which could also possibly provide support, but it remains to be seen. So on the higher time levels, we don't have any close support level. Resistance is 44.5. It's already an old level, an old support and resistance level in Bitcoin's price action. And you can see that Bitcoin hit it perfectly yesterday. And currently it is consolidating below. Next level after that is the 48K, which is also the range high. And I already shared with you several times my opinion that we will get there eventually. On the lower time frame, on the 4 hour, there are two possible demand zones that offer themselves. The first is between, let's say, the proximal line 39,750 and the distal line at 39,550. The second possible demand zone is the proximal line at 42K and the distal line at 41,400. Now, my thoughts. Currently, we are at almost peak euphoria and peak FOMO. And this is when you should, as a trader, be cautious. Be afraid. There's a proverb that says, be afraid when everyone is greedy, and be greedy when everyone is afraid. And this describes our situation very accurately. Do we have to pull back now? No. Is it the time to enter new longs? Also, no. My thoughts is that the market maker doesn't provide us high time frame entries for a reason, because it will be so much easier to turn things around and dump whenever the time comes, if there are no high time frame entries that could provide support. So this is the time to be extra cautious and maybe take some profit, but I don't see a definite short signal yet. So don't be too hasty to short this market because we don't have a definite bottom sign. For example, what could be a bottom sign? A bearish divergence on the daily. Okay. Any evidence of a distribution range at resistance, also a short signal. Okay, possibility. Other possibility, let me give you another possibility. A move like this. First, Bitcoin will go down below the daily open, then a violent movement to the upside above resistance, rejection, and Again, a close below resistance, possibly even lower than the daily open. This is also a short signal. I'm waiting and watching for all these short signals. Currently, I don't see an obvious short signal, and I think that we made all this progress on the backs of traders that were hasty or misinformed, and they simply shorted every uh, every upwards moving candle, and they provided the fuel for this rally. What could happen, for example? For example, we could maybe correct a little bit to the downside, break above the 45, make it to the 48K level, close to the beginning of January. And on the beginning of January, there will be a decision not to authorize or not to okay the Bitcoin ETF yet, or some other supposedly bad news, and this will initiate a dump and a liquidation cascade to the downside. So currently, I'm not doing anything. Of course, I did not close all of my long positions. I'm taking profit and watching the market. And at this point, nothing can make me take an additional long position because there is too much euphoria around. Okay? This is the second part. The third part is a time cycle. What do I mean by time cycles? According to GAN, between 90 and 98 days is a time cycle that you should pay attention to, and there are possibly longer time cycles, 120 days, and there are short time cycles. But the 90-day time cycle seems to fit Bitcoin's price action very much. This is the Brave Liquid coin, Brave Liquid Index chart. It is an all-time history chart for Bitcoin, and it is updated every day. And I went from the beginning of this rally and I counted the days that Bitcoin spent in an uptrend and the days that Bitcoin spent in a downtrend, and an upwards move with a correction is a cycle according to what I did. And we can see that from the low on November to the high on February of 2023, we had 86 green days and 21 red days. Together, we have 107 days. Okay, so the longest time this year that Bitcoin has been in an uptrend was 86 days until recently. But this whole cycle took us 107 days. The next cycle, which was a red cycle because we had more downtrending days than uptrending days, took us 96 days. So the number 90, between 90 and 98, okay? The third cycle was also a red cycle and it lasted 87 days. So I am expecting numbers at around 90 because here we had almost 90 green days. Here we have a cycle of around 90, between 90 and 98. Here we have a second or third cycle from June till September, which was also largely a downtrend and was also at around 90. And here we are already at the longest uptrend, in Bitcoin's price action this year, including today, we are at 89 green days, and the number 90 or give or take another 819 to 98 seems to appear a lot in Bitcoin's time cycles. And this is why I think that we should be on our toes this year in 2023. This is the longest period Bitcoin has been in an uptrend. So I think it calls for caution. And also, as we gather more data, I think that it is possible that we will see the number 90, the time frame of 90 days, appearing a lot more in Bitcoin's price action. And I think we should be aware of that because according to Gann, time moves price and not the other way around. According to W.D. Gann, time is the most important factor. It is true that his time cycle theories are very complicated and obscure, but the 90 to 98-day cycle that he gives us is not too complicated and it is worth following. So be on your guard and please don't be hasty, not too long and not too short. Just watch the market and react, okay? That's all I have for you on Bitcoin. I hope it helps and I will see you in the next video.